Hi you guys, it's Charlie here with you at Rove Motorhomes at Gunthorpe, and I'm going to be doing your handover video and the handover for the Elddis 254 Encore. So first and foremost, we need to know how to access underneath the bonnet, which is done by this lever in the passenger side here. One pull will do it, but if you're anything like me, you just do two. Belt and braces, you know it's done then, so you don't have to walk back round if you've not pulled it enough. Underneath here, you've got your Elddis chassis plate. That terminal just there that I'm focusing on is the positive terminal that's linked to your vehicle's positive battery terminal. So between that and that earth just there, you'd put your red cable on there and your black onto there if you ever needed to jump start or trickle charge the engine, or you can obviously put it directly onto the battery in the front. Over to the left, you've got your steering fluid, your coolant fluid, your brake fluid, and your washer fluid. And then you've got your oil fill up just there with your dipstick just below as well. Coming around to the side of the vehicle then, open up this cap, then you've got your diesel fill up. This here below is where the AdBlue goes on the newer models. To get into your diesel, spin, release, and just like that you're in, and then put it in, turn it right with the key, and that's it. So there's no spinning of the base that needs to be done, just with the driver ignition key. Moving further down, the next point is just here, and what you've got here is your wastewater release valve. Now you've got best part of 95 litres in your wastewater tank. It's quite difficult to do this one-handed. If I spin that, it says open now, as you can see, but nothing in the tank. But that's how you open and close the tap, just spin. And essentially this is then going to drain off a water tank that you can see is just there wrapped in foil. So it's in what they call a tank blanket, and all that's there to do is insulate the tank. So if you're away somewhere really cold, then obviously it's going to stop that freezing. Your canopy I'll show you when you get here. Unfortunately, that is something I can't do with one hand whilst I'm recording. But just above it there, you can see a TV aerial on the outside, and that's exactly how it should look when you're about to travel anywhere. Nice and low, out the way. Bike rack, obviously a bit by the by, very easy to use. Your reverse camera's up at the top. Now the reason I'm focusing so close on the side of it is because there's 3 screws, and the 2 outer screws, if you loosen those on either side, you will be able to adjust where your rear camera faces. Underneath at the back, you've got your spare wheel just under the reg plate. You should be able to see that there as well. And just here is your Aldi boiler flue. Now what this does, it sucks in oxygen, burns it in your boiler with the gas, so then obviously you need another flue, which is your internal one. It's 2 cylinders, and that's then going to pour out all the exhaust fumes from boiling the boiler and the heater on the gas. Just here is where we're going to fill up the freshwater tank. Now it'll approximately carry 100 litres of fresh water, and quite literally you get your hose pipe, you put it directly in there and fill it up. Then we can go on the control panel on the inside and monitor just how much water is going into the tanks. Below your water fill up, you've got your gas locker. Now in the gas locker, when you're travelling, these should be strapped in at all times and obviously turned off. But to turn them on, there is markings on top of the bottle. Left will open the gas valve, right will close it. So when we come to the motorhome, fill it up with water, turn the brass fitting on the top of your bottle left, and then you want to hook the vehicle up with some power. Now the power is not only going to charge the batteries in the vehicle, but it's also going to power your high-powered systems, e.g. the fridge, your heater, your boiler. If you've got electric in your cooking appliances, then those, and all your 3-pin sockets around the motorhome. The reason I've got this locker open is because it gets under the bed. You've got a leisure battery under here and here. So obviously 2 leisure batteries to optimise how long you can go wild camping for, along with all of the carpets as well. When I put these up, we are now going to see the blue tap, which goes to your freshwater tank. And just like the grey tap on the other side, if you twist it, it will drain off. So obviously, the reason I'm showing you this is because after you've used this motorhome every single time, we should be draining both of these tanks down. And we should also be draining the boiler, but I will need to go inside the motorhome to show you that. So when we're doing the motorhome, if you say you've got a long drive home, you'll drain this down to leave 25% in there just to make sure that you've got some form of water in case of a traffic jam, you need to cool off, wash your face or anything like that. But when you're actually at home or you're going to pack the vehicle away for a good, turn that tap, turn your grey tap, do your boiler drain valve, which I'll show you, and get all the water off of this motorhome. Further down to that is your toilet cassette. So to empty it, we lift the orange lever, pull the whole cassette towards us, grab at the top, take over to the designated area. When you're at the designated area, spin this cap off just here and just tip forward and get all of that out. Then you're going to refill it up with your blue liquid and obviously put it back in just like this, spinning that round, and then making sure that that orange handle sits in that gap. If it's not in the gap, it's not in properly, and God forbid whoever goes in there next. But all in all, externally, guys, other than the wind out canopy that I'll show you when you get here, that is what you do with the Elddis 254. So we hook it up, we fill the water, we turn on the gas, we've got both drain valve locations, we can fill up the diesel from the outside as well, spare wheels under the back, and we have the adjustable camera too. Walking into the motorhome then, you obviously got your two passenger fold-up seats under these two benches. Under your floor hatch, we can then lift that up, which is going to get access to one of the tanks. In your cupboards in the front, you've got your TV aerial. Now the red light means on. I can switch it off just like that, on like that. To get the best picture, spin, lift, and then tighten. Now you're probably going to need one of you at the telly, and the other one's going to be turning this, going left a bit, right a bit, left a bit, right a bit, to get the very best picture. When we travel, always make sure it's down. And what we do in our motorhome is I put a black pen line on the side where I want it to face. So if, say for instance now, the aerial is facing exactly where we want it to be, forward, so it's in an aerodynamic position and it's low. If you got a black Sharpie now and drew a line on here, you'd know every time if that's facing forward and it's all the way down, your aerial is in the right position. To open the cupboards, you do push down on the levers like so, and just here you have your solar controller. Now green means charged, flashing green is charging, and a red light is a fault. These two cables come from the solar panel into your regulator, which converts the voltage, sends it out on these two cables down here to the leisure batteries in the back of the vehicle. Turn these lights on and off with the switches. To open the roof at the front, it's on a simple winder mechanism where we just wind, and you'll see it's starting to open now, and the opposite direction to close. And that's the same, well in fact I think, looking at it, it's just your front one that's on the winder. The rest of them are like this, where you just pull the bar, you can set it in the grooves, and obviously have them as open or as closed as you like. In these cupboards then, nothing in there but some power points. Stepping down into the kitchen, saying that while I'm here, I'll do the control panel and the heating. This icon here is to tell us the vehicle's plugged in and powered up. Press enter to waken it all up, which we have now. Once it's woken up, we can then, well the master's already on, so I'm not going to turn that off, but this turns the control panel on and all the 12 volt. This turns the lights on and off, as you can see. This one here will turn the awning light on and off, so awning off, awning on, and pump off, pump on. So these four are just switches. We can cycle through, so this is how we're going to keep an eye on the water level as we're putting the hose pipe in. This is how we keep an eye on how much water's in the waste tank. Once we go into the settings, we can change the contrast, the beeping noise, how long standby goes on for, if you want alarms when your water level's low and your water waste is high, alarms if you lose 230 power, battery level alarms. So they're all on at the moment, and then you can click enter at the bottom to exit the main menu. Once we've exited, you can go through. I think you can't change your battery select, it'll automatically change over, that's right. So basically on that one, some models you can select vehicle or leisure. On this one, as soon as you've charged up the leisure, it'll flick it onto your vehicle for you as well, keeping it hooked up. You can watch the voltages of your vehicle battery and your leisure battery, and you're back to the home screen. Your heating controls, so this is the blank screen. Click menu to wake it up, and as you can see, at the minute we've got 2 kilowatts of electric and gas, and all it's doing is running the hot water at the minute. So if I turn that up, so this here is the heating, so just hold your finger on or press it a couple of times. I think you have to individually press that. Oh, you can hold your finger on, look, pick your temperature. Obviously in the motorhome at the minute it's probably 24 degrees, so I'd have to have this all the way on 30 to even get it to come on today, which is why it stayed blue. When the plus turns green, that's when you know it's heating up. With the water here, you get off, which is when it goes blue again. Green shows it's warming at 40 degrees in the middle there. Click again for 60 degrees hot water. So once you've chosen your air temperature and your water temperature, you then need to tell it how you want to power it. We can use 1 kilowatt, turn the gas off. We can have 1 kilowatt of electric on its own, 2 kilowatts of electric on its own, or 3 kilowatts of electric on its own. Or we can mix the 3 kilowatt of electric with gas by clicking that button just there. If you're wild camping and don't require electric, you simply click down, down, down till it says off. So no electric, now run on just gas. But for the sake of the handover, we always run on both, so you've seen both sides of it working. Your oven's very similar to what you've got at home. So if I go for this hob just here, the front, which one's the igniter? Is it that one? There we go. That front one. You probably won't see that flame. I've just blown it out. Don't know if you can even see it at the minute because of the sunlight. Let me try another one, see if the sun's a bit better on it. We'll try the back corner. Come on, you see that one a little bit better maybe. It's quite hard to see in this light, I must admit, but I will show you them on when you come here. But again, igniter button's just there. This is a light for inside the oven, so you just need that. For your electric hob, you spin and your light comes on to show it's on. Always wait at least 20 minutes for that to cool down after usage before putting the glass down. Turn your microwave on, hold the eco button, and you can just click start and keep adding on 30 seconds. Stop, clear. When you're traveling anywhere, always take that out and put it somewhere, because if that slides out while you're driving, it's going to land straight on this glass hob top and smash that as well. Obviously your mixer tap. To the right's your cold, to the left's your hot. These two sockets will work when the vehicle's plugged in. You've got light switches here for the kitchen area, and actually I think that was doing a light round here then. So you've got two light switches just there. Great wardrobe space. As you can see, that's your Aldi heating fluid. So at the minute, it's just sitting between minimum and maximum. So absolutely spot on. That's an antifreeze liquid, which you will need to get changed after 5 years. Into the other wardrobe, you've got another hanging rail, and it's all storage space accompanied by some drawers. And underneath the bed, when I lift this up, that's then going to give me access to the boiler drain valve. So outside, I spoke about the blue and the grey taps. Well, this here is how you drain your boiler. You get that tap and you lift it vertical. Put it back down to close it. When we're draining the boiler, we need to make sure the water pump is turned off on that control panel, as you've just witnessed. As soon as you try to drain the boiler, the pump refills the boiler from the fresh water tank. These two here are vents for your fridge that go on the outside of the motorhome to protect it in winter. Putting the bed back down, obviously we've got it in the reading position at the moment, as it gives you more space to walk around the motorhome. Oh, push that back. And you've got obviously surrounding cupboards full of storage. And then we come here. To operate this skylight, you pull down on the bar and you slide along. And you see all the teeth it clips into. To open the fridge, pulling from the left-hand side. Nice clean fridge, ready to go with the freezer box up at the top, which I think is on a clip. That's it from the left. I'm trying to pull it down then. And then above you've got your controls. So at the minute you can see it's running on the gas. If I click the A, it'll go on auto and it'll automatically choose the hookup. If I undid the hookup now, it'd automatically go to gas. If I turn the gas off and turn the engine on, it'd go to battery. If I then turn the engine off and plug the vehicle back in and turn the gas on, it'd go back to hookup because that's its favoured supply. So this is automatic mode. To change them manually, you click once to wake up and you click it again to select. Then the fridge will light itself on gas in the background. If I go to hook up, it'll go back to electric. Now, if you have a fault on your fridge, it'll look like this. Red flashing light and beeping. And the reason it's doing that is because I haven't got the engine turned on, so it's sending no power to the fridge, thinking it's under a fault. Put it back on hook up, obviously absolutely fine. But if you have it on automatic mode, you can basically unplug it, turn the gas off, start the engine, it'll pick whichever supply it wants to. Now, it is in the order of its favourites already. That's its favourite, that's its second favourite, that's its third. The hookup and gas will reduce the temperature of the fridge. The battery will maintain at fridge temperature. So if you haven't had it plugged in long enough before you put it onto battery and drive, and it's not fully cold, then it'll be the exact same temperature when you get to the campsite, which is going to be not fully cold. So you need to allow at least an hour of cooling on the hookup or the gas before switching to battery. To change the temperature, we just click this one here. 5's the coldest, 1's the warmest. Closing the fridge up, just going to check in some surrounding lockers. Nothing in there, they're all drawers. Into the washroom then to finish off nicely. And you've got your cassette swivel toilet. This light will come on when you need to change your cassette, but typically it's 2 2s and 4 1s. Press the button to flush the toilet. This water that's coming out the tank, this water that we're flushing with has come straight from your fresh water tank, and how it's getting there, it's being pumped by the same pump that runs water through here and through the shower, which I nearly turned on then, which would have been a bad idea. But all from the same pump. So if you pull up in traffic and you use the toilet, you still need to come to the control panel, turn your master on, turn your pump on, because that pump is going to power your toilet flush as well. All right. But all in all, guys, really nice motorhome. Just looking around it, I could go away this weekend in this. It'd be absolutely glorious. But lovely, fixed bed, gas and electric heating, gas and electric cooking, gas and electric cooling on the fridge. You've got a lot of power in here, loads of nice windows, great storage up and around the bed, as the bed's been like framed with these nice wardrobes. Large fridge as well, decent sized washroom with your obviously mixer in there. Really spacious front lounge that you can see you can get nice and comfy in. So I really hope you enjoy the motorhome, guys, and look forward to having you here for the handover.